Hello, everyone, and welcome to Zest with me, Shel Marie, the podcast that will take you on a journey from the hustle to the harmony, fueling your passion whilst finding your peace. Today, it's an absolute honor to welcome a woman who doesn't just speak of transformation, she embodies it. A visionary, a guide, and an architect of empowering lives, Dr. Renu Singh brings over 2 decades of leadership, soul-centered education, and life-changing impact into the sacred space that she creates. With a legacy rooted in redefining what's possible for both students and seekers alike, she's known for igniting clarity, ownership, and extraordinary potential wherever she goes. From leading award-winning programs in Arizona's urban school districts to founding Aurora businesses, a platform for purposeful, personal evolution, she now supports people across the globe to realign with their soul's truth and live with deep intention and joy. We definitely want to have some joy in there. Her work is a beautiful fusion of insight, structure, and spirit. And today we get to experience it firsthand in this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful episode that she so kindly said yes to. It's my joy to welcome the brilliant, heart-led, and purpose-driven Dr. Renu Singh to Zest Zen. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much, Shel. So grateful for the opportunity, and you do your work so beautifully that I was just drawn to come here and talk about my journey.
Thank you so much. That's so kind of you to say. And something that really stood out to me when reading your bio, because I don't want to introduce everything in the introduction. I want to, keep some of it for us to dive into a little bit more, was helping people remember their soul's song. That really stood out to me. And just in this small time, bearing in mind we've only connected now other than typing, I really feel that already through you and your calming presence, and there's just this really beautiful energy to you. So I would love to know more about that.
Awesome. So growing up in India and then moving to US, my journey has been, you can say, pretty adventurous. And a point came in my life then I was like, who am I? Who am I? I was living a life which was expected out of a wedding or expected out of being a daughter, a wife, a mother. But I wasn't there. Renu wasn't there. And when that awareness came to me, like, whose life I'm leading, then I started on the journey of creating the life which I thought was what Renu wanted to bring. And I have done many things, raising 2 amazing children and also teaching thousands of students who are flourishing in different parts of the world, supporting teams as I was supporting myself. And through that journey, I remember I started questioning, am I doing it because I want to do it, or am I doing it because this is the societal expectation or the family expectation? Yeah. And then I realized that there is a soul song, because if we don't listen to that soul song, and I will say women most of the time, especially coming from India, countries, Asian countries, somehow we become the caretaker of the world and we keep ourselves the last.
Oof. So yes.
So it was very late in my life. I realized that I'm not listening to my soul song. So even though I'm doing so many things, but there is emptiness inside. And so as I became more aware of the things which makes me truly alive, you talk about spirit, yes.
Yeah.
So when the physical plane then and spirit plane are totally aligned, beautiful things happen. But most of all, the joy stays.
Oh, I love this. Beautiful. Yes, 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 yes. And as you can probably guess from the name, that's how Zest to Zen came about. Because it's not from Zest to Zen, and it's not from Zen to Zest. It's a combination of it all. It's having that outer exterior that is joyful and passionate and excited with the world, but an alignment with peace within, not chaos. And like I'm smiling, but actually inside I feel like I'm going to explode. So it's having that same beautiful exterior. And don't get me wrong, and you know this, every day is not, I'm not saying this is how I am now. Of course, it's a journey. But now, generally, what is out reflects what is in, but in a calm, really centered, peaceful way. And I know when I'm not in alignment, which you again beautifully touched on, because it starts to shake inside and then it starts to shake outside. And not always in the most joyful way. So, wow. Thank you for that.
You said it so beautifully, Shel. You said it beautifully, yes.
So, thinking about that, because I think it's important to look back only to push ourselves back forward. Like to look back to be like, I'm so proud of you. How on earth? So, because this is very much actually really resonating with me in my own journey of there were so many emotions of, because I too worked in education, and I was so thankful and so grateful for all the little beautiful hugs and lives and comments and all over the world that I got to experience. But there was something in me that just, it wasn't quite right. And it wasn't that I didn't appreciate it, but I just remember it at that time going through so many emotions of like guilt, shame, so many different things, because why can't you just be happy? Why? And I think I'd love you to add this. I think that was my soul song, because my soul was just like, yeah, yes, I know you're making an impact. You're showing up, and you generally want to be there. You're not counting down the hours. Well, we have our odd days. You are really wanting to be there and pour so much love and knowledge and everything into these beautiful little minds. But there was just something that was, I just didn't know what it was. It was like a yearning, almost like a cry inside me.
I feel it, what you were saying just now. And when we become accustomed to growing up, wherever we are growing up, we are imbibing information. And we kind of make a mental image of how the life should be. And then later on, when we become more and more aware about our consciousness, our energy, our passion, and then we understand that there is a misalignment. There is a misalignment. So I was the first person in my family who got divorced. I was raising 2 children on my own in a country where I had zero support. And so as I was going through all these life challenges, the only person I was dependent on myself.
Yeah.
So the more I was doing what needed to be done, then I was also spending time reflecting, like, what is the meaning of life? And am I doing it the right thing? Am I doing the right thing for my children? Am I doing the right thing for myself? What kind of life I would like to have? Of course, I was set on to create a beautiful life for myself and my children. I continued to work, but the more I started aligning to my soul song, means not what somebody wants, or sometimes it is like you have to do things, you have to earn money to bring food on the table, means those are the things you have to do. But doing in the way by which your soul is singing, and you're also able to have the physical, simple, beautiful life. I think that is something when we tune ourselves to listen to more to our heart and our soul, rather than looking for acknowledgement from outside. So the day I took divorce, you can say, was the day I was like, well, I don't think I need other people permission. I can create a life for myself. Or in the workplace, when I was told, like, oh, this is what you should be doing, and I was like, you are not asking me what I want to do. I want more, but you want me to keep me here. So in both places, personally as well as professionally, this journey kind of set up, like, if you're not asking me what I want, then don't force me what you want me to do.
Wow.
And that was difficult. It was, means I went through multiple those dark phases where I was like, why nobody understands me? It's like I'm simple, crystal clear. Why people are not understanding?
There's so much in what you said, and I just really want to highlight to you that, to me, as a leader, because there's no blueprint, there's no trail before you, and that's why you had that. And I've got so many shivers all in my body, because this is the whole almost game of, like, we kind of know a blueprint most of the time, unless someone has been brave enough to walk it before us and pass on that information, that knowledge, that wisdom. So we're trying to navigate something that's not there, but it's just a feeling. And then again, everybody else is only on that blueprint, so they can only tell you at the capacity they know of the blueprint. So we can't find the answer, because the answer's not there, because we have to just keep taking one foot in front of the other, and it's terrifying. So I hear you 100%. Like, I always used to think, Shelly, like, why don't you just agree like everyone else? Why do you always have to, why do you, like, almost like a disruptor, but a loving, kind, like, just knowing me, and like, no, I don't want to do that. And then it's, oh, she's stepping out of whatever the invisible line is. And it's like, it makes you, obviously I would love your take on this, but it makes you feel like there's something wrong with you, but you're not coming from a place of, like, aggression or rage or purposely trying to cause issues. Like, I generally, and I'd love your take on this, I would generally say something so I thought was really minimal and harmless, and it would, like, blow up, and I'd just be like, just because I thought of a different way, and it's like, no, this is the way, this is the only way. And it's like, but why? And then because you've almost questioned something to someone that's superior or in more authority than you, it's kind of then like, who does she think she is? And it's exhausting. So I hear you 100%. And again, so then ironically, what happens is what happened to me for a little while until I found it again is I didn't bother. I just kept quiet, did my work, went home. And then guess what happened? My soul got even more yearning, even more like, what are you doing? So I hear you, honey. I hear you. Yeah.
Like, so we are so accustomed to like this is what is right, rather than the unknown field where our heart and soul is saying that go and try that, the softer voice. And you said it so beautifully. It again, it took me many years to get that power back. I didn't even realize that. I thought others will means, because I didn't have the support system, so I thought that others, I'm doing everything right, so others will help to make me create the life I want, or the work I want. But later I realized, no, I was giving my power away.
Yeah.
So the more I listened to my soul song, the more the things synchronize, the more I became comfortable in exploring the unknown. And I taking chances to figure out like what are the things which I do not know and which can make me very, very happy. So one of it, I will say, after 30 years of work in education, in education consulting, when I took early retirement and jumped on to life coaching, means this was brand new field to me, though I always coach students, and but not as my business and all. I had no clue, but there was something it was in me was saying that you go and try. And I'm so happy that I did it. I'm so happy that I did it. Because my mom passed away 37 years back. And since then, I'm figuring out life. And also, as a science student, I always ask too many questions, Miss. Why is this? Why is this? So coming to this point where, and through all these experiences, now I know I can be that support system for others who are also figuring out life in this unknown arena. As you said, very beautifully said, there is no blueprint. We continue to create our blueprint, and it is so unique, and that is the beauty of it. Once we say yes to that, yeah, you know what, I am going to create the blueprint for myself, because I only see the life I want to have or want to enjoy. So now I am on my journey of, okay, how do I want to create my next 25 years? How do I want to work? How do I want to play? How do I want to live? How do I want to enjoy life, spend time with my family, friends? Which is unlikely what I have done for 30 years, working for somebody, making their dream come true. And no regrets. I was able to do, beautiful things, learned many things, but this journey is also very beautiful.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I love that. And I really, really, really love that you mentioned that again so beautifully. Because ironically, I even wrote an article about this recently. I never had an intention to do this, but you know what I actually wanted for my life is perfectly aligned with this. It's of purpose, it's of service. I can do it at any time, in any way, whenever I want. And that's what my soul really, really wanted is, and it's not saying that people in these situations are not. This is my soul. Like what you say, it's our personal soul song. And for my personal soul, freedom appeared to be a core value. And it was like, I think a lot of people really find going to the same place, knowing exactly what they're going to get that month, knowing exactly what to do, nothing kind of springing up on them, they find safety and home in that and clarity. But for me, it was, for me, it was nothing to do with the people, it was nothing to do with the building, nothing to do with the children, nothing to do with anyone, but going to the same place every day, doing the kind of the same thing, because I knew the learning objective. I didn't need to follow the plan. I knew exactly what those children needed. I already saw it in my mind, and I knew exactly how to deliver it. And that was just like what you said so beautifully. It was just, now I realized, like, my soul song, and that's what I realized now what it was. It was never what I was doing, it was how I was doing it. That was just personal for me.
Yes. It's not the how. Yeah. Right. That's what I gather. And the less we focus on how we can achieve whatever, wherever we are going, the more enjoyable the journey becomes.
Yeah, and that's so true what you say, because before it used to kind of not scare me, but now I see the excitement in how it's going to come around. So I agree with you. So you talk about clarity as a catalyst. Do you have any like tools or techniques or mindsets or things that you do to really make sure that you are just really clear, not necessarily exactly how it's going to look, because that's the beauty of it, is that's the whole beauty, that we don't ever know. Of like, you could give someone now listening now just something little that they could do today to just really find maybe more of their soul song.
Very good question over here. So when I'm talking about that era when I was just starting my journey of listening to my soul song, and that time was dark because there was anxiety, there were challenges, there were questions. There were thoughts which were not joyful. And so the first thing which and that was a time when I also learned that how we live our life, most of our life is run by our subconscious mind, which has been formed in our childhood. So that was awakening to me, like, what? So that's how we are living life? So meditation was one thing which said that that's one way of clearing that subconscious pattern. And since then, meditation is my go-to thing. My days are like morning meditation, evening meditation, and sometimes I will have the question, sleep on it, do the meditation, and I kind of get the answer. Sometimes it will be wording somewhere. Sometimes it will come through a phrase somewhere. Sometimes even at the back of the car plates. And you will get that answer, like what you are looking for. But I'm also very sensitive to energies and my nervous system. And I think I was always like that. So whenever things come and my 60 trillion cells are kind of jumping out of like, this is not right or something like that, I know, I feel it in my stomach. I feel it in my nervous system. So body scanning always helps me. I will just pause. Even if I'm talking to a person, or I will just pause and I will travel inside myself, body scan myself, like what I'm feeling. And my feeling is anxiety, or if my feeling is something heavy, that gives me an idea that, okay, this is not that I need to just decide now. This is something I need to separate myself and then think about it. So I do a lot of body scan. I'll just pause wherever I am. Even in a meeting, at times, I will take a deep breath, pause, and I'm listening to my body. And that helps.
I think that's super important what you said, because this is one thing that I've definitely worked on, but it was the additional part that you added. The pausing was an absolute game changer for me, because being someone who always felt like if I didn't speak, someone else would speak. And I was always like, oh, but I have to speak now, otherwise I won't get a chance to speak, because of just being brought up with, four of us very energetic and excitable. So I that was obviously like what you said from childhood. It was something that I'd adopted and felt, I noticed kind of went into my adulthood. So pausing now and just being like, take a moment. But what I really love that you said, and this was not easy for me to implement straight away, especially when sometimes there's that pressure of like, oh, well, you need to tell me by the end of today. And I've learned that not always, but most of the time, if someone's trying to put pressure, it's usually not in alignment. Because if it's really aligned, and it's something, that they see how you are going to contribute towards whatever it is they're offering, why do they need it now?
Exactly.
And that was an absolute game changer for me, because again, like this in my tummy and stuff, and then I would be like, oh, is it excitement? Is it anxiety? I wouldn't know. And we just need sometimes to just process, have a break, step away from it, go for a walk, whatever you need to do. Set an intention before you go to bed, sleep on it, and just be like, I'll know the answer in the morning. Whatever it is that we do, meditate. And yeah, it's completely changed my life. Yeah, so thank you for highlighting that.
I would just like to add that growing up with two brothers, I think, and the societal setup is such, because women came into workplace pretty late, right? So somehow unsaid code was that we have to prove ourselves.
Yeah.
So running my life for so many years in both, like everywhere, that I am worthy of love, or I am a good enough, I'm a good person, I'm a accomplished person to do this task. So for a long time, I think I was running, did some amazing work, touched multiple lives, which came from my heart, but somewhere I was trying to prove. I was that little girl who's trying to prove I'm smart enough, I'm worthy enough, I'm lovable enough.
Yeah.
And that's when you start tuning in more to your soul sound.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. We just need to learn to listen to it.
Absolutely. Oh, it's been so beautiful speaking with you and hearing this, and it almost sounds so simple in practice, but as we know, the most simple things, it always appears, aren't always as simple. But I know that there's definitely going to be people that are listening to this now and that are very intrigued. I absolutely am, and I am definitely going to watch this episode back and take note again. So even though I will provide it all in the show notes, what do you offer to people that are listening now and they would love to connect with you? How can they connect with you? What's your the process?
Great question. So as I shared my story of figuring out life on my own, because then my mom passed away. So that journey started. Um, and so I know how beautiful it is when you find someone who gets you and who's there to support you, who says, I have your back. I stand behind you.
Yeah.
And that's what I would like. Give to others at this point of time, and I will like to support people who are set on creating an extraordinary life for themselves,
Yeah.
or someone who is women. I mostly work with women and young entrepreneur, or someone who is ready to own themselves. Beautiful. With 100% acceptance and joy. And I'm there. I am there as the cheerleader. I'm there as the support. I'm there as the life coach, because having and creating an extraordinary life is absolutely doable. Absolutely doable.
Absolutely. Wow, I know there's so many people's lives that you have already impacted and changed so much, and so many more that you will continue to. And particularly at this time, it's super important what you said, more than, the role of a coach or a mentor or whatever. Sometimes actually, just genders aside, but particularly just because we're women to women right now, just knowing we're not competing. I've got your back. I believe in you, and I can see, actually, because sometimes we can't always see outside of the box that we are focusing on. So just to have that person who, often what we've been through, we don't want others to experience. And to have someone, who now knows how that feels and knows that they don't want that for you, and that I've got your back, I'm your cheerleader as well as everything, and we can do this. I've created it, and I created it without this beautiful foundation, just because that's what life gave me in order to prepare me for now. And I just think that's really truly beautiful, and I'm excited for you and all you have. So just one last thing that I always love my guests to do before they go, just off the top of your head, if there was just one thing that you feel like someone listening right now would really benefit from hearing, what would you tell them?
I would say learn to switch off the noise of the world, whichever way. Find that there are multiple ways by which you can switch off that noise, which is a lot more in the technology era we live in. And every morning, pay attention to what is the one thing which your real you is asking to do. Create time for that. Create time for that.
Beautiful. That's so beautiful, because I hear you, and sometimes she just wants some love. She wants you to take her out and buy her an ice cream or something. It doesn't have to be anything lavish. Like, I think often, whether we're single, we're married, we have kids or not, like what you say, we're almost thinking always for the others. But what do you want? Whether you're single, whether you're not, you can take yourself on a date. You can go and buy yourself something nice. So I love that. Thank you so much. Beautiful. It's been an absolute pleasure. And just, yeah, thank you so much for your time and for all your beautiful words. And I know that they're definitely going to change a lot of people's thinking listening to this episode. Thank you.
Thank you, Shel. Your energy is so vibrant. It transmutes so many lives. And thank you for this opportunity. And you asked me where my information will be. LinkedIn has the way people can connect me through email, and then we go to the next step. So
Perfect.
so LinkedIn, where you will see my email, and also the phone number by which they can reach out. And
Super
I sure
beautiful.
I will reach out back to them soon. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, Shel, for the opportunity. Continue doing this amazing work. You are so much in alignment. So much in alignment.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you.